So the question is whether Claude can actually create financial models by itself when we can just give it some assumptions and he will play it along. So that's what you're going to find out in this video. So right now you can see on the screen that we have a lot of schedules, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, and summary for all these three. And along with that, we have all our assumption, which we can then feed to the clouds and ask that to actually create a full three statement model for us. Before moving forward, we first have to identify that what are these assumptions. So it started with profit and loss assumption, which we have currently have revenue. And in the revenue, we got three segments, segment one, two, and three. In these three segments, we are giving it a total number of units and the sales price per unit to get the total revenue. And if we scroll down, we then calculate our cost of goods sold, which is then be based on our percentage of gross margin. So we can just play it our gross margin and everything will update. So if we scroll down more, we have our operating expenses. So all of these operating expenses, some of them are as a percentage of revenue and others are some fixed cost of expenses, such as headcount expenses, and there are other annual increase in these headcount expenses as well. So below that, you can see we have working capital and our assumptions with that. It starts with receivable days, payable days, inventory days, and we will calculate our receivable payable based on these things. And then our closing valuation. So we are using this valuation to calculate what is our actual company value, which we will use in business valuation. And then after that, we have a scenarios. So base scenario, upside scenario, downside scenario. So we also have other assumptions regarding property, plant, and equipment, that schedule, and revolver schedule. So we will implement the actual revolver, which is used only when we are running out of cash. So revolver is an automatic bank loan which we usually take if we are low on cash. So we have property, plant, and equipment, that schedule. And let's see once we ask Claude that if he can build all the schedule along with profit and loss, balance sheet, and cash flows and our business valuation for us. So let's ask Claude about that. Hello, Claude. So I just want you to build an actual profit and loss for me. Just not that. I want you to build three statement model, including schedules using the assumptions which are appearing in this tab. I want you to specify the schedules which should start from property, plant, and equipment, debt schedule, revolver line of credit. And these schedules should be then integrated with the financial model. And once you are done with that, I want you to create a business valuation on a separate tab for me. And that business valuation should then be connected towards our three statement model as well. So this is the command which I gave it to the Claude. And once it's been submitted, so let's see. So the Claude is starting by reading this assumptions tab and checking that what actually the structure of this tab exists. And then he is running a proper plan to how he will actually deal with all the assumptions and how we will create the financial model for us. So Claude has made some progress at the moment. So he just created an income statement for us, but that income statement just does not include in monthly data. It also includes annual data. So let's see how it's actually building this data. So we are getting our revenue from an assumptions tab right from here. And if we just go down, you can see we have gross profit, which is our cost of goods sold minus revenue. So right now, all the values are in thousands. So that's why it's showing up like that. So if we scroll down, we have sales and marketing. So we are using all that using our assumptions. So let's start with a percentage of sales. I guess we are using sales in total and multiplied by the percentages that we currently have, which are these. And if we scroll down more, we have total operating expenses and then our earning before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization, and the percentage of that. And before that, we have all the calculation which we have put in from the depreciation amortization from our schedules. So let's move toward our schedule. In our schedule, I know the formatting are not that much great, but the values which are pulling are reasonable and the calculation is 100% accurate. So let's see how the property, plant, and equipment schedule is being generated and how it's been connected to the assumptions. So beginning value is already coming from assumptions C68. So we just go down and check C68. We have the opening net property, plant and equipment. And we go back to our schedule, which is this, and we are adding our property, plant and equipment P8 divided by 12. So if we just go and see what is our P8, we have been assumption in our assumptions tab that we will increase our capex as a percentage of revenue on an annual basis. So we just take that, add it here, and then divide it by 12. So we can get the values for the monthly basis. And then our depreciation, which is then calculated based on our annual depreciation amount. So we are taking up our opening balance along with our capex and divided by useful life, which is currently 7 years. And we are using straight line depreciation. And using that, we can calculate each and everything. And that is just for our property, plant, and equipment schedule. But if we go towards our debt schedule, which is opening balance plus interest expenses and deducting all the cash payments that we are making for that debt. So our interest expense has been calculated based on our annual expense. So we have to first understand how this has been calculated. So opening balance, we take that opening balance from our assumptions tab, and then our minimum of P14 and assumption C76, which is our mandatory repayment amount. So we can scroll down, and which is mandatory repayment amount is $200,000, and our maturity period is 5 years, and our interest expense is 7%, right up there. So if we just go towards our schedules, so we our interest expense is being calculated based on this amount, which is 119. We were just checking opening balance and then using our ending debt. We are just using both of these balances and taking an average of that and multiplying it by interest to get our average interest value. And based on that, we are calculating our debt schedule. And then the next part is our revolver line of credit. The main question is, do we actually need a revolver line of credit or not? So in some of the financial models that we are going to create, these models does have revolver line of credit because the revolver line only withdraws money when you have negative cash balance. So if we go towards our balance sheet and check our cash, which is not going into a negative balance, right? So if we just use negative 900 here in October, then our revolver line of credit should work. It should work. So right now it's just making it imbalance. So we can just decrease our revenue in our assumptions tab for our October or September, or just change these assumptions to see that actually it's pulling up the revolver line of credit or not. So let's put 50 units for the next 4 months and see our cash balance, how that activates. So right now our cash balance was not that bad. So we can just copy this and paste it till there and see how that's going to affect our cash balance. So our ending cash still not bad. We can just check our schedules that our revolver line of credit is activated or not. Right now it's not. So we can just go back and increase our expenses. For fixed expenses, we can add, instead of 25, we can add 500 and see how that's going to affect our cash flows. So we can go back and see our ending cash is now in negative, which it should not be because we also have revolver line of credit. So it means that Claude is unable to create a proper revolver line of credit in the financial model. So that's not good from my side because it should have connected the revolver line of credit with the model. So let's ask Claude about that and why the revolver line of credit is not working. Hello, can you tell me why the revolver line of credit is not working properly? Because currently we have a negative balance in closing cash and the revolver is not picking that up. And why we have a revolver when we have a negative cash. So let's see how it responds. So right now he said I left the revolver hard coded at 0 to avoid circular reference, but now that cash has gone negative, the user changed. So we are just checking cash is deeply negative and annual ending cash hits 29.5 million by year 5, which is right. So the revolver actually need to be placed in the model. So right now, let's see how it fixed that. In the same time, we can just see how the balance sheet and how the cash flows and other schedules have been connected in the model. So our cash, which is added as a hard coded in the opening balance, and along with that, we have monthly cash balance, which are pulling from the cash flows and which is taking opening balance from right here. And inventory is obviously calculating based on inventory days. Account receivable and account payable is similar in this case. So if we just scroll down to see, we have accounts payable, we have accrued liabilities, we have deferred revenue. So right now, all of these are being empty because if we just check the assumptions P54, there we go. So we haven't set up any percentages right here for each month. So we can just set these up to like 2% of the OPEX and 1% of OPEX, and deferred revenue could be 0.5% of the revenue. So let's see if it does populate the values here, right? It does not populate any values. So it clearly shows that it's not been connected properly. We can also check with them that why it's not been calculated and added properly, because it should have. So I'm not sure about the accuracy of the financial model which the Claude is creating, and it have errors, right? So Claude is not replacing all the financial analysts, financial modelers at the moment, because it's still making a lot of mistakes. Because we have already told him to we need for a revolver line of credit and it should be connected with the model. So right now I just ask him and he just going in circles, and we can just go towards the valuation and see if what he did there. So right now we have key inputs in the valuation, which is 10% in our discount rate. Our terminal growth rate is 2.5%. And this is all the general data that we usually give for the business valuation. And we can see we are been pulling the data from income statement, and then we are adding back depreciation, change in capital expenditure, change in net working capital, which is the change in our receivable, payable, and inventory. And then we got our discount factor and then present value. So all of this data seems to be accurate at the moment. So you can say that Claude is halfway there, but not fully 100% there to calculate our financial model and give us the accurate details. So if you have any questions about creating financial models for your clients, or you can just drop it in a comment section, or you can just email us regarding that. I hope you understand everything this video, and see you in the next one.